Rowan Atkinson, the genius behind the silence. Have you ever laughed without hearing a single word? Have you ever sat in front of the TV, watching a man with a teddy bear outsmart the world with nothing but his expressions? That man was Rowan Atkinson. But the man behind Mr. Bean is far more complex, fascinating, and inspiring than the silent character he created. This is the story of Rowan Sebastian Atkinson, a boy with a stammer, a misfit in school, who turned his weakness into a superpower. From quiet boy to comic genius. Rowan Atkinson was born on January 6, 1955, in a small town called Consett in County Durham, England. His father was a farmer, and Rowan was the youngest of 4 brothers. While others were athletic or outgoing, Rowan was different. He was quiet, awkward, and he stammered badly. He often avoided speaking in public. Imagine being a child with so many thoughts, but your mouth refusing to keep up. Have you ever been afraid to speak, fearing others might laugh? That was Rowan's childhood, full of silence, but filled with imagination. His escape? Science and acting. He had a brilliant mind and eventually earned a degree in electrical engineering from Oxford. But while others saw a future engineer, Rowan saw stages, faces, characters, and laughter. Rowan wanted to act, but here was the problem. He couldn't speak smoothly. A stammering actor? That sounded like a cruel joke. Agents rejected him. Producers avoided him. And some friends even advised him to stick to engineering. Have you ever felt like the world doesn't believe in you just because you don't fit the mold? Rowan didn't listen. He discovered something magical. When he performed on stage and played a character, the stammer disappeared. When he acted, he spoke freely, his mind and mouth aligned. He found his voice through silence. He began writing and performing in small comedy clubs. His breakthrough came with a BBC comedy show called Not the 9 O'Clock News, where he wrote and acted in sketches. But the world truly met him when a strange little man in a brown suit and red tie appeared on our screens in 1990. Mr. Bean was born. Why was Mr. Bean so different? Because he didn't speak much, because his expressions were universal, because every country, every child, every grandparent could understand his comedy. Do you know how many lines Mr. Bean has in most episodes? Sometimes fewer than 10, and yet millions laughed without translation. Mr. Bean became a global icon. His shows were aired in over 190 countries. Children, students, workers, everyone knew this quirky man who made a sandwich using scissors or turned a swimming pool into a battlefield. Ready for some surprises? Rowan owns a master's degree from Oxford, but his real education came from his courage to follow his passion. He has a love for cars and once crashed a McLaren F1, one of the rarest cars in the world, and then paid $900,000 to repair it. He's also known to be extremely private. He hates fame and rarely gives interviews. Rowan almost quit acting after becoming frustrated with being typecast, but then he came back because comedy was part of his soul. And here's a beautiful fact: he used his own speech therapy experiences to help others. He never let his stammer define him. He redefined it instead. So what does Mr. Bean's creator teach us? That you can be different and still be amazing. That you don't need a loud voice to be heard. You need authenticity. That failure is part of the journey, not the end. That even a weakness, like a stammer, can become your strength. Ask yourself, what's stopping you from expressing yourself? Is it fear, judgment, comparison? Remember, Rowan Atkinson was told he wouldn't succeed because he didn't look like a hero or sound like one. But heroes are not born from perfection. They're made through passion, persistence, and a little bit of madness. Today, Rowan Atkinson is more than just a comedian. He's an icon, a global language of laughter, and proof that sometimes silence is more powerful than words. So, Friends, if this story inspired you, subscribe to Dare to Dream. Share this video with someone who feels unheard. Remind them your uniqueness is your magic. Comment below what's your favorite Mr. Bean moment, or what's the one dream you're afraid to chase. Until next time, dream big, laugh loud, and never be afraid to be different.